That has to be the most Palace way to end a game. Literally losing a penalty shootout after one kick. But look, we'll be talking about that game and the performance because there's some very good performances from the game overall, despite the defeat. A lot to pick up on. So we'll be discussing that today. And obviously, a relief, a delightful way to go into the new week for me anyways, because it's officially 2 a.m. in the UK. Franca deal agreed. Now, let's talk about the fees and more. Let's get started with Palace News. What is going on, people? I'm going to be joined by Patrick in just a few minutes. He's just having a break right now after watching that penalty shootout. He's seen a lot of penalty shootouts in his lifetime with Palace, and all of them ended in the same result. But even he's in a shock right now because he's never seen a penalty shootout end after one kick. But as always, people, if you do enjoy the content and if you're new here, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let's keep the channel growing. Your support has been fantastic over this past month or 2 months, so even from before as well, but we've been kicking it on, so thank you to every single one of you. But yeah, send in your comments as well in the live show. Let's get the conversation rolling. We'll start off with Sevilla, then we'll go into Matehus Franca. Of course, that's a very positive news. And honestly, before we actually get started with the game, the Franca deal actually got me excited about the game in itself. I thought, it's positive news going into the game because it's desperately someone that we needed. And it was a relief. And honestly, Patrick's here now. It was a good game despite the result, because in preseason games, the result don't matter as much. It's about the performances. You can have a very bad performance, but you can end up getting a result. That's not really the greatest thing because, who cares about the result? It's the performance. And I'll have to say, Patrick, this was our best performance so far in preseason when you consider everyone who started the game, the opposition that we faced. And I thought we were the better side despite losing on penalty shootouts after one kick. What do you make of it all?
Yeah, so big up to anybody that was in the stream before. I did a little watch along with the Eagle Eye Football. Shout out to Rich, JC, Chairman, and Dan, and Nikki who were on. I know that Tim was over there. He's over here now. Thanks for your commitment there, Tim. But no, I predicted, Rich predicted 5-0 Sevilla. I predicted maybe 4-0 Sevilla. So anything closer to that would have been because Sevilla, they're the Europa League champions. Yeah, I didn't think it would be that good. Okay. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. But having said all that, I thought the performance was very, 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 very good today. I thought the lineup was what I expect to see most likely for Sheffield United. Maybe Mitchell's back, who knows? But that aside, I think that having Ebbs and Schlupp switch back and forth was a great idea. Ebbs was very, very good today. Decore and Lerma, my God, I love those two together. Decore and Lerma are just brilliant together. So good today. So mobile, pressing, passing, tackling, excellent. Schlupp did his job today, driving the ball forward. Ayew, a little quiet, but was effective drawing fouls. And I thought Eddie had a very good game today. He didn't score, but I thought hold-up play was very good. Yeah. I thought him, by the way, I'm noticing, and Rich mentioned it in the stream, him and Ebb seem to have something going on, which I like. They have something going on, a little link-up play, one touch, move into space.
Glimmer of hope.
So, yeah. Say again?
Glimmer of hope. There is something going on.
You have to have hope. So, listen, we didn't win. You're right. The most Palace way to lose a penalty after one kick, which is hilarious. Who cares? Performance for me. And I really like the fact that Roy didn't make any subs today. I liked it. One, we have no subs. But two, get that team, if that's the team to play against Sheffield, get them playing together for a full match, with another 2 weeks to go. So overall, nothing to complain about. And it's the opposite of Chicago game, which I was at. Anybody in Detroit went to the game, you guys were treated to a very good performance by Palace today. Again, what a goal by Rakitic, by the way.
We'll talk about the goal.
And then Ebbs' reply. Oh my days.
So days. We better not have. We're going to talk about Franca, but in Franca's deal, with the finances involved, apparently there's like a Ballon d'Or bonus as well. Better not have that for Ebbs because we're tight as it is. We haven't got the money to fund that. We haven't got the money to fund two Ballon d'Or clauses. But look, by the way, I've said it as well at the start. Is about 2 o'clock in the morning, so I know a lot of people.
Yeah, you are a hero, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of people will probably watch this on replay. So if you do watch on replay, I'm genuinely curious about your thoughts on the game. If you have, watched the highlights, so let us know in the comment section down below what you made of the game to get involved like that. But look, let me go through some of the comments. Drew saying that penalty shootout was jokes. I mean, that penalty shootout was like the most. I mean, even by our standards, that was incredible. The fact that we got knocked out after one kick. I mean, and we're bad, bro. Yeah.
There's a trophy that was given after that.
Yeah, we're allergic to that.
No, I read
noticed? That. So it's fine. It makes sense when I miss after one shootout.
We could have won 2 trophies in 3 days because there was a trophy for the Millionaires game too.
Yeah, probably holds a bit more weight than the Zenith Data Cup as well. Yeah, so exactly, it would have been good to add to our cabinet, which is let's say, I don't know if something can click dust when there's nothing in it in the first place. I guess the dust was already there. But Tim is saying serious commitment. D, hope you don't go into work. Nah, I should be fine. I have to wake up early, but here we are talking about Palace losing against Sevilla at 2:00 in the morning for a pre-season game. Evening, Zach. Go to bed, let us Yankees handle this. No, we're still here.
AJ, Dean AJ.
Yeah. Got confused.
I'm not AJ.
Maybe I said AJ. Maybe I said AJ at the start because you wasn't here at the start. You joined a few minutes after. But look, I want to talk about Ebbs. All jokes aside, he's continuing that form from last season to, well, I would have said this season because the season hasn't started, but so far, there isn't any glimpses that he's lacking performance. In fact, he seemed like he's improving. Patrick, we faced a side that literally just won a European trophy, major Europa League trophy.
They're going to be, and they're playing champions this year.
Exactly. Not only that did we play better, but Ebbs in particular caused them problems all night long that they was, resulting in kicking him out of frustration. They were getting frustrated in the preseason game. That's how much he was abusing them. Not even just, maybe he watched a bit of Franca compilation videos because he's joining and got a bit of inspiration, but flicks over the top. I don't know what got into him in this game. I know he's got a silky footwork, but he just felt like he was Brazilian tonight. But anyways, look, Ebbs, a goal, fantastic goal, but more than that, he was our main plug through the middle, out wide at times as well. And that's why it's ever so more important that this guy needs to stay fit. But if he continues this, Patrick, going into the new season, he could have a hell of a good season, which will probably cause us problems because other teams will pick up that interest. But you know what? I'm all for it. What another game. What another brilliant game from Ebbs.
No, it was fantastic. We played through him again. Having him and Decore and Lerma in the midfield 3 is great, but as I think Dan pointed out in the stream before, he said that he actually played Eze in that role that Loftus-Cheek played. Remember, towards the end of the season, Loftus-Cheek would play out wide and kind of drift in and play wherever he wanted to, which I like. And then he had Schlupp do the same thing. Listen, I got to give Roy a lot of credit for today because we need to have, a replacement for Wilf, which we don't have right now. But in his absence, to be able to use Schlupp and Eze the way he did today and Ayew on the other side was really good. And again, I'm noticing a very nice little Edouard Eze combination, teamwork type thing, which I like. And the team's very smart. We play through Ebbs. We get in the ball very quickly. Let me get the ball, gets it to Ebbs. The Greg wins the ball, gets it to Ebbs. Even though I think it was one at the end of the game. There was a diagonal from Anderson. I think it was it might have been to Klein, but it might have been to Ebbs. Or Edouard. But my point is that we're looking for him all the time. He's the one to play through. He had a really good game today. My man in the match for sure was Ebbs. And you didn't want me, but the goal. He beats 4 players, puts it through the goalie's leg with his left foot.
It's crazy.
Pre-season for sure. Brilliant.
Whatever's got into him, just keep it in him. Literally, I don't know what it is, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it so far. Tim has a question saying, do you think Lerma and Decore together were the bigger factor? I've said it before. I said it when Lerma played by himself. What game was it? Was it the last game? It might have been even against Watford when he made his debut, right? He made his debut against Watford. Lerma's technical abilities and combined with Decore, that's going to be one of the most underrated probably moves by neutrals in the Premier League because no one's talking about Lerma joining and everyone pretty much underrates Decore. But both of them two, even today, they just held it down. And even at times at the first half, when they were under pressure, the way that they were able to beat that pressure, it's not having Decore copy and pasted. When you think about, what we're going to do without Decore if he gets out injured, or you got Lerma next to him, man. If both of them stay fit, that midfield too, as I said it should be Decore and Lerma there anyways, as part of the midfield too, and Eze in front of them. It looked good once again against a quality opposition as well.
What I really liked also was tackling. They made tackles not that involved sometimes not even touching the defender. I mean, the attacker just taking the ball off of him. Even Ebbs was tackling. Ebbs made a wonderful tackle at one point. The one he got, remember it late in the, I guess, second half when he got hit in the face? He made a great tackle, stole the ball, and the guy came back, hit him in the face. By the way, Sevilla very dirty today. Very, very dirty. And they had a referee. I thought she did a really good job today, but I thought Sevilla were very, very dirty today, which is why they ended up getting a red card. But the tackling was there. And that's the thing last year. Last year, you had Decore had to make every single tackle by himself and drawing a yellow card, yellow card, yellow card. You've now got to play with him in Lerma that's going to take the pressure off him, which will make him have to depend less on making that rash tackle. No, I think, and again, I think this is the first time they played together for 90 minutes together. And it looked great. I mean, very impressed with Lerma, very impressed with Decore. And again, give Ebbs that free roll out wide left, central, wherever he wants to play is fine. He's our creative main force. So I think today was just really impressive. I mean, we didn't beat them technically, but just to match Sevilla like for 90 minutes. It does, exactly.
I'll be honest. Yeah, we did actually lose the game. Well, we drew the game and then we lost it after one penalty kick for us. But literally, it feels like a win coming here because of the performance. Like the performance was so encouraging, and some of the not just individuals, just the team performance. It was encouraging because I thought in defense we held it well, in midfield it was solid, and in attack, there wasn't that much that went wrong. Even at the start of the show, we even praised Edouard and his link-up play. I thought that was very solid today. That's what I expect from a striker. If a striker can't score a goal, then I expect them to be involved to a certain degree. And Edouard done his role today. In terms of he didn't score a goal, but at least he tried to bring others into the game. That's the minimum that you expect. So overall, it was a positive in that aspect. But the fact that Johnson didn't have much to do. Let's be honest, the Rakitic goal, it was fantastic. I don't think anyone can criticize Johnson or the defense. We're playing a game of sports where chances will be created. There was a chance created and he finished it. There's not much that you can do about it. So there's not much to talk about there with that goal. And we talked about Ebbs' goal as well. But yeah, I think another thing is Mitch is saying hide Ebbs until the window shuts. Literally lock Ebbs up right now. Don't even play him in the Lyon game because I'm worried the way that he was getting kicked about. I mean, who gets a red card in a preseason friendly? That's how you know that they were just crazy. Like, I agree. I was going to apologize to Sevilla fans on behalf of Ebbs for absolutely destroying the defense, but there's no apology needed because they literally got a red card. I don't know who gets a red card in preseason games, but that just tells you how bad the game was. And it's not only this game, even like previous games, teams could have got a red card because of how dangerous they were with the tackles about the game. Even the C. Roy, his reaction as well.
He got really upset. That was good to see. It was very good to see him. Boy gets so emotional over a preseason match. Yeah, I don't get kicked up. I mean, listen, Ebbs got kicked a lot today. I mean, a couple of times the guy just fell on him, but he got kicked around, shirt pulled, grabbed, eyes gouged. I mean, he got kicked around a lot. So I'm glad that Roy, came to his defense. And I know Tim was in the other stream, and he mentioned that I think we had like 14 shots to like 6 shots or something to Sevilla or something like that. So I mean, again, normally a loss would have really, but again, the performance compared to Chicago when I was there was so much better. And that's what you care about,
Chicago, we were down in trenches. We were down bad. Like we were struggling to create any proper chances. Just literally one corner that created the chances. But there was a question early on in the stream. I'm gonna bring it up right now because it's an interesting one. If we're trying to be balanced and look at things just without our emotional Palace glasses, I think it's a very interesting question. Lucas asked it saying, I know it's only a friendly, but I hope we won't depend on Eze like we used to depend on Zaha. It seemed like we only got one source of creativity on attack. As good as it was in attack, Ebbs played an important role. I think Decore Lerma played, well in midfield as well. But in terms of creativity, it was just Ebbs. Like Ebbs was the main creative source. I think Ayew had a few crosses, but I wouldn't say he was that creative player like Ebbs was because Ebbs caused them torture all game long. But do you think that's the right comment to make? Because there's two sides to it. Remember, Elise is out injured. And I think if you add Elise to it, I think that adds another creativity as well. But, Ahamada, he didn't play this game. So he was resting in this game. We talked about creativity before. But as long as Ebbs plays as good as he is now and is injury-free, we should be fine if you add Elise to that fold as well. But, of course, in terms of depth options, I think Ahamada could be that creative option coming off the bench if he's not starting games, which I was surprised today because today it seemed like that was our lineup against Sheffield United. I would expect something similar. And Hamada didn't play. Maybe he's getting a rest, or maybe Roy just prefers these group of players to actually start that game against Sheffield United.
Who made the comment about Ebbs being the main force? You could put that up again.
It was Lucas. I'll bring the comment back up.
All right, no problem. No, I think Lucas is 100% right. I mean, I thought about that during the entire game. I said, okay, we've given Ebbs a lot of freedom, gave Wolf a lot of freedom, to kind of roam around. I think that's a very, very, very good point. I think what will happen eventually is that teams will focus on Ebbs. They will either double team him the way that Wolf was double teamed. It can be an issue. But that's something for the manager to work out tactically. You're right. When Elisa comes back, Elisa will be another outlet, which is important. But I think that right now, clearly, and for good reason, Ebbs is the one we're going to play through, create chances, score goals. He's done that in the preseason already. But I think that could be an issue. Let's hope that by the time teams decide they're going to key on him, Elise's back and maybe Edouard's, scoring goals.
Tim has a question as well, saying about Edouard. He said, do you think Eddie can replicate this level during the season? Does he need Ebbs to help him go to that level? I wouldn't. It's hard. Based on what I've seen before, he hasn't been. That's the thing. Edouard has got performances in him, but it's the word consistency. That's the biggest word. Can he do it consistently at Premier League level? And so far, he hasn't shown it. That's why I'm not going to get too carried away by this performance. It was a good performance. I liked what I saw from him, and I haven't seen much of that in the past. Like for a striker, you expect him to do more than just score goals if he's not scoring goals, as I said, and he did do that today. But I wouldn't go as far as saying he's going to replicate this level during the season. Patrick, with the striker situation, do you think it's a case of Edouard starting ahead of Mateta? Because I think even Roy thinks that as well. And I would be surprised if Mateta starts in the first game of the season against Sheffield United. Because, today's performances showed it as well. I know Mateta started a few games of preseason, but I've never really had the sense that Roy's trusted Mateta to do the job's 90 minutes. The first 90 minutes appearance comes from Edouard this preseason.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if Edouard doesn't start. So
it should be, yeah. I don't think Mateta's played 9 minutes. I don't think anyone's really played 90 minutes like that.
No, I'm with you. I think that Edouard is the player that should start and get the 90 minutes against, or get the opportunity versus Sheffield United in the first, let's say, 8-9 games, unless this injury or he's just totally not firing. This is Jason Bat. This is the issue, and I've said it before. Edouard looks disinterested at times last season. That's my issue with him. I don't think it's a talent. I know you made that comment about class is permanent, form is temporary, and I get that. And I do agree that technically, there's no doubt that Edouard's a better technical player than Mateta. But I really believe that Edouard had an issue last season, and he's got to get over it, whatever that was. Whether it was a fallout with the manager Vieira, or there's something else in the squad they didn't like, maybe it was lack of service. I don't know. Edouard has the talent. I don't know if he has Premier League talent, but he clearly had that talent when he was at Celtic, and could score goals. We need him to start firing. We need to get another striker. He needs to be better than, what is he, 7 goals last season? Well, he's got to at least get double digits this season. At least got to get 10 to 15. Can he do it? Yes. Will he do it? I have no idea. But I think he's a talent there. I think that with Elise and Ebbs and a couple other players, maybe chipping in with assists, that he can be better than last year. He can't be much worse. He went through some spells last year when he didn't do anything. So hopefully he'll be better than he was last year.
Yeah, look, we're going to talk about Franca, people. Don't worry. I haven't stayed up till 2:30 a.m. in the morning not to talk about Franca.
You got his name wrong. It's actually pronounced Franca. It's an S, not a C. His last name.
Franca.
So
okay.
Franca, yeah.
So Portuguese. We're going to talk about Franca. We're going to talk about Matehus Franca. We're going to talk about,
perfect.
Our Brazilian, French, Franca signing. Both of them combined. Matehus, I haven't stayed up till nearly 3 a.m. to not talk about him, so don't worry about that. But before we actually talk about him, Patrick, there's a comment here that I want to bring up as well, from Lucas. Again, he says, here in Spain, Sevilla are huge, so for us to go toe-to-toe with a team of that caliber should be a message to the board to push for more ambitious objectives. Well, the objective is top 10 finish. That's what the club clearly want. Roy said that. But that's the thing, like, we've always had the quality, but it's about finding the final pieces to this team, which we need. And, we talk about Franca. and him joining, which will be very interesting. But yeah, look, there is quality. We just have to build on it, though, Patrick.
I think again, Lucas, another great comment. I agree. I think that the fact we can go toe to toe with Sevilla with a limited 11. It's not our best 11. It's our limited 11. Not have any real players on the bench to affect the game. They're a high caliber team. They're year on year out. Europa League contenders and win it more often than not. I agree. The board should see this as a way to push up. And the board's going to say, we're okay. We just went toe to toe with Sevilla. Don't need any more players. That's my fear, D. Oh, we're okay. We just went toe to toe with Sevilla. Why do you need any more players? You know what I mean?
In fact, cancel the France
I'm being
deal.
sarcastic slightly, but I'm with you, Lucas. I think if we could see, my thing is, and I don't know if I agree with Graham's comment here. Right back and striker needed. See, I honestly don't think we can get it right. I think it's a striker and a left back option for Mitchell. Because this is the thing: if you get a right back, Ward and Klein are going to play. So why get a right back now? There's no point. Now, we signed them for a reason. They're going to play today. Actually, by the way, I want to shout out to both of them. I thought they played really well today. Klein playing left back is not fair to him, but he did a decent job at left back. But if we can get, like, say, Lewis Hall from Chelsea. See, I'm not big on loans without option to buy, but I would definitely loan Lewis Hall with no option to buy. And I'll tell you why, D. You got Adam Arola for next season. You loan out Adam Arola to a championship side right away. You get Lewis Hall in. Lewis Hall can play left back. He can push Mitchell. He can play midfield.
I hear you, but I wouldn't go that far. I still want an option to buy because you're saying this right now. But once you see Lewis Hall balling, you're gonna be like, "Damn, I wish we kept Lewis Hall." So I would still have an option to buy because I'm actually massive. I think Lewis Hall would be it'll be a massive signing, bro. I really think he's talented.
Totally agree. They're not going to give us an option to buy. They've never done it in any. We've owned like
but they've got new ownership
players.
now. They've got new ownership. They don't know what they're doing, so we can actually fool them. So we can actually fool them. We can say this is the rules about loan signings there. So we can actually trick them into it. I mean, they just spent 600 million £600 million in January, and they're doing another rebuild already. So trust me, if there's someone to trick, it's Chelsea right now because these lot
from your mouth to God's ears. They got Chilwell, they got Cucurella. They don't need him.
Exactly. Yeah,
we can just join the project. I'm for it. I'm being realistic in saying that chances are they will not give us an option to buy. My only point is, I'm totally against without options to buy. I'm just saying in this particular case, because the left back is the one position where we do have a young player that's coming up behind Mitchell, I wouldn't have a problem. Like you, of course, I'd like the option to buy. So again, Lewis Hall loan would be perfect. A striker, don't know who because I don't want Nketiah. I'd love Balogun, too much money. And if we get Franca in, I'm happy with that. Because again, I'd love to get a right back. I really want a right back so badly, but we just signed both of those guys for another year. There's no point. It's not going to happen. The best thing could happen for is it may be in January. One of them gets injured, we get a right back then, but it's not going to happen. So give me a left back, give me a striker, and give me Franca, and then we go from there.
Let's talk about Franca. This is what I've been waiting on. According to Fabrizio Romano, not Alan Nixon, Crystal Palace are set to sign Brazilian talent Matehus Franca. Documents are being exchanged between the clubs, and the most blessed words, here we go, from Fabrizio Romano. Understand Flamengo will receive 20 million euros fixed fee plus 10 million in add-ons. Medical book for next week, as per I think reporter over in Brazil who actually reported it first.
Yeah, I saw the video. Yeah.
Oh, it's been depressing, man. I just need to smile a bit about Palace. Oh, Patrick, I'm super excited about this. 20 million euros plus 10 in add-ons. Finally, we're being serious. We're actually going to the demands. The 10 million in add-ons, apparently the 5 million is for if he wins the Ballon d'Or. So
not wins it. Not wins it. Nominated for it. Just
nominated for it.
Yes.
Okay. So 5 million if he gets nominated. I mean,
he's not winning Ballon d'Or.
Even if he gets nominated for Ballon d'Or, we'll raise that fund somewhere between the fans. But yeah, so it's technically the 20 million euros plus the 5 million euros in add-ons, unless he's ridiculously good, and we have to pay 5 million euros extra for a player that's nominated for Ballon d'Or. I'll take that. But look, that's what they wanted all along. We finally went into their demands, and here we are. There's numerous reports about Franca having his medical booked tomorrow, and he will travel to England over on Tuesday. I can't wait, man. It's exciting. he's an exciting player, and of course we'll probably try the reaction. I'll probably be on holiday, but we'll try the reaction video
When you
once
leaving?
it's,
When you leaving? When you leaving on holiday?
so I'm leaving on Tuesday night, well, Wednesday morning. So
he won't be signed before then. So you're done.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Me and T will do it. We're good. We'll do it.
Yeah, I know you guys hold it. You never know. I might just I might somehow find a
From
connection
the
and then
airport.
join as
From
well.
the airport. Oh, nice.
Yeah, from the airport. Yeah, man.
Dedication. I like it.
Dedication. You question my dedication. 3 a.m. I'm talking about transfers, about Palace transfers.
It's 9:45. What are you talking about?
Yeah, in your side of the world, and this side is 3 a.m. But yeah, look, I'm happy about this. I'm very happy about this. And I said it before. When it comes to Wilf's replacement, it needs to be someone who is still young, who's got a point to prove. I think Hudson-Odoi was a name that I was excited about. Franca, so it's not Franca, Franca, as Patrick corrected me. I'm excited about him as well. It has to be someone like that. Franca, 19 years old. The reason why I think he'll play left wing and will be like a Wilf-esque replacement, even though he's versatile, is because he's right-footed. As we've seen with Velise, he's left-footed playing down the right-hand side. So, playing down the left, trying to cut in. But look, we'll talk about him and whether he'll play and all of that, because there's going to be them questions about it. But Patrick, overall, we want to signings. John Texas dropped the interview, and then a few days after, France is here. So, John Texas, if you got another interview to drop, you better drop it now.
We said that, right? We said on Friday. I said either Parrish is going to have a reply or he's going to do something, right? Because he's a PR merchant, and good for him. Listen, when it gets done, and I really trust Fabrizio, I'll be happy. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know anything about the player. I tried to go online to read about him, to watch videos of him. He's very, very raw. He hasn't played for Flamengo in ages. Botafogo, my favorite Brazilian club, won again today 4-1. And as I told you, they do show matches over here from Brazil. So I can go back and watch old matches. I tried to go back and watch old Flamengo game. When they played Botafogo early season, he didn't even play in that game. He hasn't played in a long time. Like, I don't know if he's been right.
He's not like regular starter like that.
Right. I'm not saying he's not great potential. This is a great quote here because I really wrote Tim Vickery from Talksport. Leon says Tim Vickery is Brazilian-based Brazilian, really rates France highly. Again, so which is great.
Flamingo fans.
Right. So right. So Dan from Eagle Eye Football was on just now. He's a Flamengo fan. He said he's a good player, but he just hasn't played a lot this season. He played in the World Club Cup. I didn't realize Flamengo was actually in the World Club Cup semi-final. They lost to El Ackley. And he played like 15 minutes in the whole tournament. So he's got potential. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. He's more of a, speaking to Dan on the show just now, he's more of a attacking midfielder, by the way. He can play left, right, and center. He's more of an attacking midfielder. Got great technique. Picks out a pass. He's not going to score a lot of goals, but he's very creative. So I'm looking forward to it. I got to see him in the flesh, though. I'm looking forward to it. We needed to sign someone. This was who Dougie wanted. I've always said I've never put down Dougie. I've always said that, when you find the player, it's great that we don't sign up for those good players. But I'm looking forward to it. I hope it gets done very, very soon. Hold up the shirt and we go from there.
Yeah, so it should be done next week. Finally, at least the fees are agreed. That's a positive. It's a relief. And now we can actually look at other positions. But of course, there's going to be massive talks about whether we actually see him playing as often. And that's the biggest question mark now because, Roy likes his trusted players, even though he did give Ebbs an opportunity when he joined as well. He's still fairly young. He's going to be new to the country. So there's a lot of excuses not to play him. But there's also... Well, I guess it depends on how you view, but down the left hand side, how you view things, because down the left hand side, we don't technically have a left winger, unless you count Schlapp as one, and Jordan Ayew that can play down there. So, there's pros and cons to why he might and might not play. So we'll talk about that in more depth. But as Jason said, Roy won't play for 2 months. We'll see.
And then the nerve, I get this response, Me, Alexander? What you saying, mate? I don't understand that. Me and Jason are like, we're simpatico. What do you mean?
But yeah, literally, for me, if the next step is Lewis Hall out on loan, I think that's a very good signing. And then
get it done.
Then afterwards we just need to just strike a position sorted, which I think will be the most difficult one to sort. Look, I respect Dougie a lot for what he's done in terms of transfers. I've had this debate with you as well. Majority of the time he gets it right. So if Dougie's traveled all the way to Brazil and to talk about this player, to watch this player, talk to others about this player, and he liked what he heard, and he's been pursuing this for months now, months on months, and he's been desperate for him. I trust Dougie. I trust Dougie to do the right thing. And also, we have to be realistic as a fan base. I know we're excited about the Brazilian flair and the clips look nice, but this is still a young person. We have to remember he's a young guy moving to another country, and we don't have that many South Americans at our club apart from Lerma, who joined. So we don't have that contingency, just like with other clubs. Maybe a few other clubs like Newcastle, they've got a few Brazilian players, so it might be a bit easier to settle. But France, we have to be realistic. He's going to be a new country. He might even end up being homesick for a while. He might settle in quick. So we have to be realistic with our expectations. But in terms of a Zaha replacement, there is also this talk about whether he's better at 19 years old than Zaha is. Well, it's hard to say, but you can make that argument because Wilf at 19 wasn't worth 20 million euros or 25 million euros, or wasn't valued at that. I know football's changed a lot from then because it's a while ago, and Wilf is now 30 years old basically. But look, overall, the fact that we have something to look forward to, I think that's the most important thing. Demario Gray would have been an okay signing, a good signing, but Demario Gray, we know ceiling with a player. When you're signing him and you have high hopes, it gives me that confidence now. Like, we lost Zaha, but this could be a new opening. This could be a new start, new era, because I doubt he's going to be on high wages. He's new to the country. Like, I'm excited, Patrick. I'm genuinely excited. It was him or Callum Hudson-Odoi, and we made one of the two, and now it's time to push on and get the other signings sorted as well. But it's a great start to the week for me anyways. I know you're still in last week, but me, I'm on Monday, 31st of July. The time difference. So yeah, I'm happy about the news, and even today's performances as well. Let's go through some of the comments before we wrap up, because people, I can't go for much longer. Gahey will make Hall come to Palace, hopefully. Wilf also needed to bulk up. Yeah, look, there's a lot about France that suggests that he's not the completed player, but there's a lot about his game at 19 years old that's a positive as well, in terms of his raw ability. So it depends on how Roy wants to use him, but hopefully he uses him this upcoming season. I don't want him to, because there isn't that much of an excuse not to use him, to be fair, if everything goes well anyways, in terms of him settling in, because we need that position. Zaha left, and France are coming in and starting would be a massive statement. This is our next up and coming. He's 19 years old. Remember, 19. He's still younger than the likes of Elise and Eze and all them players. So still very young. Any other thing that you want to say, Patrick, before we wrap up? There isn't much.
I want to reply to your Wilf comment. Wilf at 20 was picked out by the greatest manager ever in English football, in Alex Ferguson, to go to Man United.
I thought you were going to say Roy Hodgson.
No,
I was going to say Roy Hodgson was a
second greatest manager behind Roy Hodgson. So to say that he's that Wilf at that age, I have to disagree with you. He got picked to play for Man United. It didn't work out, and it might not work out for France either. But I'm just saying that to compare them is difficult, and I think that's unfair on Wilf. But again, I know you look. I'm sure that's a little Galatasaray Fenerbahce thing coming out again. I get it. So I'm gonna let you. Let that go. Not
even. I'm actually happy that we sold him. I'm not selling him. I'm happy that he left. I'm too tired to talk right now. But I'm happy that Wilf left. It's good.
I'm saying right now. I don't think. By the way, I don't think he's gonna play wide left. France.
You don't think so?
I don't think he's gonna play that. Nah. I think he's gonna play. I think he's gonna float around.
But he's right-footed. I can see him playing down the left-hand side. And also, if you watch his clips, he likes to cut in down the left-hand side. Like, he likes to drift to the left area. So that's a tendency.
But like I said, I spoke to Dan, and Dan is a Flamengo fan. He said he watches him. He plays more down the middle. Yeah, the clips show him going
plays
left.
Down the middle.
He plays more down the middle.
Yeah. But I don't think we're signing him as like a number. I think he's going to be like a hybrid, like versatile player. I think probably left and centre. I don't see him playing down the middle, because that's Ebbs' role. Unless Ebbs plays out wide and he plays through the middle. But either way, we've got a young, creative player, a player that we can 100%. Look forward to.
Right.
And we close the Wilf era and we start a new one with France are there. France are.
No, it's the Ebbs era. It's not the Wilf
Ebbs era, but France enters that forward as well. So when we talk about creativity, if you can go up to the expectations, then we've got another.
You know what's great? You know what's great? Whatever the week makes. Last Sunday, you were devastated in the dumps, and now look at you. I'm so happy that you're back because a week ago you were down in the dumps, man. I've never
Not
seen
even a
you
week ago,
so.
like 3 days ago, I was down. But we were talking about
No,
John Textor. We was all
nah.
yeah.
Texas thing was the best thing ever happened to us. It got France's deal done. I don't care what anybody says. That interview got it
Textor
done.
masterclass. Give Textor the
That was
credit.
exactly. Texas is more involved than he realizes. He gets stuff done. He doesn't even realize it. He gets stuff done. So
Exactly.
yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be a great signing. I'm looking forward to it. And by the way,
Yeah.
I think we should do this. I really think we should get him
That would be
on the
amazing.
cheap. I'd get him on the
That
cheap.
would genuinely be
I would
like
get him on the
Hudson
cheap.
Odoi and France.
really
That would be brilliant.
I would really do
I
that.
would. But
Over
I think
over the striker, honestly, because we're gonna overpay for a striker.
It depends.
Those two
It depends because
and Lewis Hall.
it depends because apparently, at least say I don't know how true it is. I didn't even check the source for it. But I saw something about. No. I saw something about Palace, willing to time down to like £100,000 a week contract. So in terms of like the Wilf money and wages, I don't think France is gonna contribute massively to that. I don't think Wilf leaving.
Oh no, he won't.
Yeah, like France will be on low wages, but I think Elise, some of that money going towards Elise could be a big statement from the club as well. But yeah, I don't know how true that is.
Who'd you rather tie down though first, Eze or Elise?
I mean, I would rather tie down probably Eze.
I agree.
Because I want Eze to be the next person to take over from Wilf. And I even said that before this game, but even this game proved why. Because he got that creative flair that we saw with Wilf. So it will be easier to manage life after. But also, we can't just... I don't think it's easy as picking one of the two, because I think like even us as fans, we're sleeping on Elise at times. Like we're so focused on Eze, but Elise had 11 assists last season. Like he had a...
I'm not sleeping on him. I don't sleep on him. But
I know. But when we talk about who's going to be our next player to carry the club, I think I agree it should be Eze, but Elise, we need to do all we can to try to keep him as well, because he had a fantastic season last season. If he improves the finishing, he'll be broken. Cutting down the right side, and just like Decore, I expect Elise to improve after another season in Prem, naturally. So yeah. Look, hopefully Elise fingers true, and we tie him down to a new deal, because that will end all the rumors in short term anyways. So that'll help us in that aspect. But look, people, if you're enjoying the show, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new here. If you want to see more Palace content, we'll hopefully I need to sort out your vlog as well, Patrick. I've just haven't had the time. But yeah, hopefully we'll before I start yawning on the stream and put everyone else to sleep.
Before Turkey, please. Before you go to Turkey, otherwise it's gonna be like not worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna quickly tidy the house. I mean, I'm giving people my life story at 3 a.m. But I'm gonna tidy the house. Then if I don't fall asleep, I'll look at the clips and try to sort it out. I wanted to get released tomorrow. So yeah. Make sure to keep your eye out on that. But look, tomorrow we'll probably be back, and I'll probably be able to shout and scream about how excited I'm about France. But right now I can't, because I don't want to wake up my whole neighborhood. But I am genuinely very excited. Yeah, I am very excited. But but look, Clark makes a very good point. It's amazing how one good signing can change the mood around the club. And I agree. It's one signing, but yeah, we just have to build on it now. We have to build on it. We can't just sign him and forget about the rest. But look, that's it for me and Patrick, people. If you have enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts on the comment section down below. If you're watching a replay, which probably many of you will be doing. Thanks to everyone who's tuning us live. Thanks to everyone who's been leaving us comments as well. Keep safe, people. And until next time, up the Palace.